And what questions should candidates ask in interviews?
You should always have a minimum of 3 prepared. The most likely, if you've done a good interview, is some of them will have been answered. A thing that I think we're going to do a whole other podcast on another day is around the job spec, because the job spec is a really poor source of information. It's a lazy document. What's never in it is what success looks like in a year's time. So if you can ask a question around, when we're all sitting around this table in a year's time celebrating a great year, what would be the 3 major milestones that I have delivered for you and the team? That's a question that's going to get people stopped in their tracks. I think another question should always be linked to people and culture, but it's up to the candidate to really lean in on what they want to ask, because if you're not trying to get a sense of what that is like, you're walking out with half the information. And then what a really good candidate does is during the interview, they're so in the moment, they have their notebook with them. And yes, you should have a notebook with you. You can have some cues written down on it. Something should have come up in the interview that it wasn't the right time to ask them, but at that end, it gets across how good a listener you are. If you can say, look, Mary, there was something that we talked about earlier. I'd love to actually, you're talking about an expanding market here, to show that. And the thing you don't ask is, what are the next steps and what's the salary? I know, but I want to get that out there. Don't ask stupid questions. And if all your questions have been answered, you could almost turn your book around and go, here's the 3 questions I had. And again, you're dehumanizing it. Because if someone has, and I have been this soldier, done 8 interviews in a day, and someone has a bit of authenticity about them with something like that, like my friend who wrote the brilliant cover letter, you remember, you need to be the purple cow in the herd of cattle.